Afternoon all, it's Oliver from the Whisky List here and I have a very special announcement for all our TWL members. We have a new feature live on our site. I'm so proud of this feature. It's been a long time coming, so I appreciate everyone's patience and waiting. The feature is reviews. So let's jump straight in. As you can see on our homepage, we've promoted it straight to the top. Thank you, Hayden, who's just reviewed the Benriach Peated. There's a bunch of reviews coming through, but yeah, please, let's jump on. Make sure you register. As you can see, I've already logged into my account. And let's jump into our first review. I'm going to be reviewing the Starward Fortis today. So I'm going to search for the whiskey and pulls up the whiskey here. I've got my whiskey in hand. So for those who don't know, Starward is a delicious Melbourne distillery. And this is their latest core range that they've released about 12 months ago. So it's 50% ABV. My bad. Jump straight in. Pour myself a wee little afternoon dram. All right. Now, as you can see, we've got watch lists, we've got ratings. That's always been around. You can add to your collection. Support your independent retailers. We've got 17 in our partner program. Add to cart, buy directly from them, and you can buy from multiple retailers at the same time. But today we're talking about reviews. So once you're logged in, under each whiskey, there'll be this review feature. Click on review, little pop-up appears. It's really easy to use. Give it a title. I'm not going to be writing this in real time because I figured no one wants to see that. So I've put some notes together. Dangerously quaffable at 50% ABV for my title. Here's my description. And then here's a few other features that we've been working with a few people in the wider whiskey industry here in Australia to basically help us put together a tasting, qualifications or judging criteria, if that makes sense, in terms of just how do you rate a whiskey and keep it simple and easy to work with, but also, break a whiskey down into its components. And what we've actually come up with is 5 different components. Where's my screen here? 5: aroma, taste, body, mouthfeel, balance, complexity, finish, and length. Now, give it a ranking out of 5. And if you need a few details in terms of what we're kind of expecting or hinting towards when you're giving, a rating for aroma, just hover over the little question mark here in red and a little pop-up will appear. And each one has a slightly different description in terms of how you evaluate that criteria for this whiskey. So aroma is a score of overall enjoyment of smelling a whiskey. Pretty simple and basic, but that's basically it. The longer you want to sit and sniff, the more you simply enjoy the aromas, the higher the value. So let's jump in. Nosing the Starward Fortis at 50%. It's good. It's inviting. It's pulling me in. I'm going to give it a decent ranking. Probably, I'm going to give it a 4. It's inviting. Red wine casks, lots of vanilla as well, some spice, getting hints of that banana note. Let's jump into taste. Really drinkable. That's the first thing. It at 50%, there's no burn. It just swirl around like the first sip, the second sip. Like you don't need to get your palate used to it. It's so easy to drink. It's got that fried banana notes, the vanilla that's come through, the spices as well. I'm really enjoying it, so I'm going to give it a 4 as well. It's not, in terms of body and mouth feel, it's got oily notes to it. It's not too thick or syrupy. Give it a 3. Balance, complexity. It's not the most complex whiskey in the world, but I don't think every whiskey needs to be. Balance between spirit and wood. I think it's got some. Yeah, I'll give it a 3. And finish and length. It's not super short. It's not super long. Put it right in the middle there. Nice medium finishes. You can give it extra keywords for aromas. I'm going to keep it super simple. That's it. Give it a rating, give it a title, give it a description if you want. most importantly, we want these scorings for the 5 criteria, and then hit submit review. And that's it. And we'll say thanks, and we're done. Now, everyone who leaves a review, if you go back to our homepage, it will appear at the top here, and you can see that Oliver's reviewed it. Then you can click through to that whiskey and see what people have left. So if I click through the Starward, go back to the bottom here, it will show up underneath here. And then as more people leave their reviews, it will appear. Now, if you need to edit your review, you can always go back into that whiskey, change something if you want. I'm just going to leave it the same, hit submit, and I will edit it. If you need to delete a review and start again for whatever reason, you can edit the feature here. That is basically it. Thank you for